episode of Mortgage Matters, every Wednesday with Team Adwar. Here's your host, Todd Adwar. All right. Welcome back. Happy Wednesday. We are here with Todd Adwar of Cross Country Mortgage and Mortgage Matters. I'm Tim Judge, founder of Home Search TV. Welcome, everyone. And Todd, take it away. How are you? How was your week?
I am great. We just had our monthly networking event yesterday. We had about 100 people show up for investors, realtors, anybody who does anything, contractors, appraisers, financial planners, anybody who does anything related to real estate was there. And really a great time. We're expanding that to Brooklyn and Queens in September. And in October, we're going to be in Brooklyn, Queens, Westchester, the Bronx, and also
Excellent.
Long Island. So, a lot of people coming out, a lot of fun.
I'm excited for that because I think we're going to start seeing clips. We can play little clips from those
events.
Yeah.
We have some exciting news in the Mortgage Matters. Really an interesting week in real estate. Let's get into it. So Mortgage Matters weekly update. We do that every week. And we start with the rates. So as you can see, the 30-year fixed rate is right around 6.49, similar to where it was last week, which is good news. We didn't have a yo-yo where it went down and up and down and up, which we've seen so many times in the last 2 years. The 15-year fixed settled in around 6. So people, if you're thinking about it, the rates are pretty good. The 30-year FHA, again, if you're buying a home and you're not putting down 20%, FHA is the way to go. If you're going to pay the mortgage insurance anyway, the mortgage insurance is likely cheaper on FHA, and your rate is about a half a point better. So consider FHA. It's not a bad word. Also, VA has basically the same rates. So obviously, VA as well. In fact, VA is significantly better than all mortgages because you don't have mortgage insurance. And then finally, the 30-year jumbo is 6.68. For years, we've been above 7%. We're now at a reasonable rate. 6.68 is below, the average if we take the last 30 years. So these rates, folks, are below the average of the last 30 years. So you're getting a good rate, and you have to start to view it as such.
And just to remind everybody, what's the level for a jumbo?
Yeah, so depending on where you live, jumbo's either right around 750,000 for most parts of the country. But if you live in the Northeast and in many areas where we live, the jumbo is 1,150,000. So it depends where you live. Some areas are high balance. Some areas are, just considered regular areas in the country where the homes are a little bit cheaper.
Very nice.
So we had a good month last month. Existing home sales rose 0.6% month over month in July, but they fell 2% year over year. I don't pay much attention to that. Seasonally adjusted, because that's nationally. Seasonally adjusted, the annual rate of 4 million homes, 4.1 million are changing hands. It's the lowest July level on records back to 2012. But there are a lot of parts of the country that are a little slower. The Northeast is not one of them.
Yeah.
And that report is according to Redfin. So what does that mean? The median sales price, even while I'm talking about, home selling or, more home selling or not, the median home sales price is 4.1% higher year over year nationally. So if you owned your home last year, July, and you own it now, you made 4% on your money. Not bad for doing nothing and giving yourself a place to live. That value is roughly $440,000, $439,170. It's just below the all-time high of $442,000. But if you bought a house for $150,000 somewhere in the nation and you're selling it for $442 or $439, you're not missing it. You're not missing it. So things are strong. Here's something that concerns myself, and this is something that you and I should talk about. Nearly 60,000 home purchase agreements were canceled.
Yeah.
That equals to 16% of homes that went under contract. What does that mean to the people who are watching this? What does it mean to buyers, to sellers? It means you better have the right realtor, Tim.
Yeah.
You better have the right loan officer, because if you get a loan officer, he doesn't know what they're doing, you're one of those 60,000 people, you got your homes up. If you have a realtor who doesn't know what they're doing and they're showing people houses and they're stretching the limits as far as they can go, that can affect this. Or they don't check the title to make sure, hey, there's something wrong with the home. There's no permits are missing, things like that, things that realtors should be doing to help the process along. Well, guess what? People have lives to live. And if they can't make it work and they can't make it happen, we had 60,000 home purchase agreements that walked off the table. And for realtors and people in the industry, including the homeowners, that's disappointing. People go into contract, and it could be the most exciting day of their life.
Mm-hmm.
And then
absolutely.
To have that fall apart, that's terrible.
Well, I'll just add to that one real quick that this is the most challenging time right now because we have the lawsuit that we mentioned last week. And if somebody goes, well, I could do it without a buyer's broker. Look at all these people who probably, most likely 99% of them have a realtor on their side working for them. And they're getting them to back out of the deal, cancel this contract because something doesn't smell right. So if you want to go it alone, you have to make sure that you're going to hit every point that's important here and not just, get wrapped up in the FOMO excitement of buying your first house, second house, whatever it is, without a realtor trying to save yourself 2-3%, whatever it is.
I will tell you this, that I'm not a realtor. Every home I buy through a realtor.
Sure.
Because I don't have the time to do what they do.
Yeah.
I want to make a phone call. Is this done? Great. I'll see you at the closing. That's what I want.
Right.
And they're there to make my life easy. They're there to tell me about the houses. They're there when they represent me, which they all do now. They're there to make sure that I'm protected and they know what's going on in their market. So it's important. It really is that we're using realtors.
For a couple percent, it's a huge safety net when you pick
the right
realtor.
Are you kidding? They saved me at least 5% in my offers.
Absolutely.
So, I definitely save money. So the silver lining, if you want to purchase a home, the supply of homes rose a record 14%. That's partly because listings are getting a little stale and piling up in some areas of the country. Right. But it means buyers have more options. So better rates, more options on homes to buy in most areas of the country. Take advantage of it. And that is the silver lining for people, who've been looking to get into homes. So the next thing I wanted to talk about is different zip codes where home prices are flying off. Homes are flying off the shelf. If you could pull that one up, Tim.
I don't know if you included that one for me.
I didn't. Okay.
Let me take a look.
So homes are selling really fast in these 10 zip codes. 43230, Ghana, Ohio. 63021 is the hottest zip code in the country, by the way. 63021, Baldwin, Missouri. 01970, the best day to be in the country on Halloween. Where is that, Tim? The best place in the country to be Halloween?
Salem, Massachusetts.
Salem, Massachusetts. Absolutely.
I didn't look. I didn't cheat.
Yeah, you didn't cheat. 07920. Basking Ridge, New Jersey is number 4. Rochester, New York, 14609. Mount Laurel, New Jersey comes in at 6. 08054. Another area in Massachusetts, Leominster, if I'm saying that correct. Leominster, Mass, is 7th. Westfield, Mass is 8. Highland, Indiana. If you want to buy it in Highland, Indiana, it's a little tough to do. Houses are flying off the market. And McCungle, PA. You ever hear of McCungle, PA? No,
I have not.
I have not either, but houses are, it must be a nice place to live because houses are selling like hotcakes there. So I thought that people would be interested. There are, so when you hear about listings, more listings around the country. I tell you about these 10 areas, and houses are really hot. So, understand where you're shopping in order to be, whether you make shotgun offers on multiple properties or whether you're coming in above,
Right.
asking price. Learn what it is and make sure things haven't shifted. Ask your realtor, Tim.
Exactly.
Hey, I know it was hot in this market 6 months ago, but what's the story now? How many listings are there now versus 6 months ago? And if they say double the listings, then obviously you don't have to go above market unless it's the dream house per se.
Well, that's the important part about a realtor's opinion, that when someone comes in and prices it properly, or they still think that, inventory is so low that I can get anything I want for my house, because realtors, the quality of a realtor varies in every market.
So I want to talk about what happens when you give people money to buy homes. So you may have seen one part of the Democratic presidential candidate, Kamala Harris. Her economic plan includes a $25,000 tax credit for first-time home buyers.
Right.
So sounds great, but what does all that mean? So I want to go back a few years ago when the market collapsed, when there was an $8,000 credit. I don't know if you remember, it was 2009. We flashed back 2009. The market was in total flames. The whole country the real estate market was a disaster. Everywhere in the country, it was a disaster. There were foreclosures everywhere, blah, blah, blah. So at that time, they came out with $8,000 to promote people from buying homes. So, hey, we know it's not a great market. Buy homes, $8,000.
Right.
And I'm trying to, I think it was 1.4 million people used that time frame to get the $8,000.
Right.
1.4 million. It was $10 billion as a country we spent. But at that point, we really needed it to stabilize the market. So now let's fast forward to a pretty hot market where the intentions are good to give $25,000 to first-time home buyers. But what happens? You give $25,000 now, and the prices of homes are going to shoot up $150,000, $200,000.
Exactly.
Because I'm getting $25,000. I think it becomes a drag, not a positive thing, but a drag on the market.
Right.
Yes, it sounds great. Hey, everybody, we're going to give $25,000 to everybody who wants to buy a home. And there were people buying homes anyway. We could spend $100 billion on this, and the payments for the first-time home buyers, will still be higher. And this could drive rates through the roof.
Back up, right.
Through the roof, not back up.
Yeah.
Through the roof. So while it sounds great, be careful about the free handout in a time when it's not needed.
Yeah.
So yes, I know it's a campaign promise. If I'm sitting on the other end of the television, I'm a first-time home buyer. I'm saying to myself, "Oh, she's going to give me $25,000."
Right.
I'm not saying, "Oh, the rates are going to be higher and the house is going to cost me $200,000 more. It's going to cost me an extra $1,500 a month to buy that house." So I'm really not getting a free lunch. And normally it's a $25,000 towards, off of your taxes. And guess what? The $25,000 off of your taxes, you have to make a lot of money to enjoy that tax rebate.
Right. First-time home buyers usually not that flush with that cash.
So we have a really terrific speaker. What I'm hearing out there for most people who are trying to buy homes is, how do I save money? How do I get off the hamster wheel of paying my bills each month and looking down, and I really don't have any money saved? How do I get into a home? I have Deborah Gardiner from HGI. I've known her for a little while. She's a financial educator. If you ask her what she does, that's what she says. I'm a financial educator. So I scratched my head the first time I met Deborah, and I said, financial educator? Well, I know a lot. I've been doing this a long time. 10 minutes with her is like, well, I thought I knew a lot.
Yeah.
So let's introduce Deborah. Deborah, you got to unmute yourself. So there we go. So welcome to Mortgage Matters. We're thrilled to have you.
Thank you. Good morning to everybody. How are you guys doing?
Good morning.
So
Very well.
we're doing great. So let's get into it. So let's just say we have people, and before they even start looking, how do I get my bills, the regular family of 4 or 5 people, how do I get my bills under control so I can start saving for a house? What's the first piece of advice you give?
Well, the first thing I would say is that you gather all your bills together so we can look at it and do a financial needs analysis. After analyzing everything, I could show you how to squeeze money out where you thought you didn't have any money. I'll show you where the money is.
So you're gonna find you got that rag. You're gonna squeeze that extra money. Look, Tim, most people don't realize that it doesn't take a lot. So if Deborah can help you squeeze out $5,000-$10,000 over time, you're in the sweet spot where you could get money from the state and down payment assistance, money from the government, down payment assistance, even money from towns, certainly money from cross country, and then you have her money, and that money really is to put down on the home to hold the house. Because I had a client, Deborah, interestingly enough, she didn't have any money. She had the income, and she was going to get a down payment assistance. But Tim, she didn't have any money to hold the house.
Right.
So she had like $500 in her bank account, and we were going to be able to get her a mortgage, but she couldn't find anybody who said, yeah, I'll hold my house off the market for 60 or 90 days while you're getting this mortgage.
Right.
But you're not putting any money up, so you can walk away if you feel like it. So that's important. So what are some of the strategies, Deborah, that you use?
Well, the simple strategy is just to see like where your money's going. Your money's going everywhere from the taxes to your bills. And the most important person you're not paying is yourself. So we teach you how to save as well.
Okay.
So we find the money because there's money there somewhere. It's not about how much money you get. It's how much money you're going to be able to keep.
Okay.
It's not how much money you make, it's how much you keep. So my job is to show you where the money is that you're spending, and we're going to rearrange your money a little bit so you can pay towards your down payment of your house or anything else that needs servicing. I'll be there for you in that case.
So I run into people, it's amazing, Tim, they're making 150, 200,000 in the Northeast, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, New York, Maryland, Mass, Connecticut. And they have 2 nickels in the bank. They're living paycheck to paycheck. I mean, is that the perfect client for you, Deborah?
Absolutely. We can help them because a lot of things they're doing, for instance, they're spending money on unwanted subscriptions. And it's wants versus needs. Do we really need that subscription? So that's where we're going to cut costs. So it's be able to cut the costs where we can, and that puts towards their dream home.
So I see we have a question here, Tim.
Yes, Carolyn's asking, how can I come up with my down payment and closing costs for a home?
Well, like I said, we're going to analyze everything you're doing first because we have to face the problems head on. We got to see exactly where your money's going. And then we can see where we can cut corners. So increase your income as well. And most likely, the incomes that we receive, even though we make a lot of money, it's not about how much we make, it's how much we keep. So my job is to show you where the money is you're already spending.
Right. Okay. So
Yeah.
Carolyn, of course, if you are a first-time home buyer, depending on the state, all of the states have down payment assistance programs. Under $200,000 in New York State for a family of 3. So if you're making less than 200 and change, I think it's 215, 220 in New York State, for example, you could borrow 100% of the home. They'll give you 100% financing. So there's a bunch of that. They'll allow the seller to pay closing costs. But if you want to get your bills in order and figure out how to budget, then Deborah's the right person. Deborah, give me an example of what a day of yours looks like.
Sure. When someone comes into my office, we sit down and they usually have their papers in front of them. So I told them what information they'll need to gather. They gather their statements from their bank account the last 3 months. They'll gather their mortgage statement. They'll gather their other bills that they're spending on, and then we see where we can cut costs. We do a financial needs analysis where we examine and see where their money's going towards little things like utilities, gas, everyday expenses that they're doing. We analyze everything, and then it comes up with a solution and where we can free up money. So where we free up money, that's what we're going to put towards getting more interest on your money as well. So your money has to work for you as hard as you work for it as well. So
do you ever recommend to clients to refinance student loans, to refinance car loans, to refinance their homes, to lower payments, or is most of it savings?
It's mostly savings. Refinancing is going to add more debt, I think, because it's not about like let's say financial literacy. The education is what's missing. So what I teach them is to the point that they understand how money works actually. Right. So there's education there. Without education, they're going to keep in the same habits over and over again.
Right.
That's called insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. And so what we're going to do is stop that bad habit, and we're going to teach them new habits. We're going to rearrange their money so they're in control of their finances. That's what basically it's all about, taking control of your finances. So therefore, you can put towards more money towards that dream home that you so desire and need and deserve.
And how many clients do you help a month, a week, a year? How many clients have you seen or helped?
Oh God. Well, I help at least 3 or 4 people a day, basically. It depends on how many appointments, but I have 8 today, as a matter of fact. So I help. I
know you had to jam us on, and we appreciate
it. No problem. I make room for what's important, and this is important to get the word out that I exist, because there's not many financial educators that'll show, and we do complimentary services. By the way, there's no charge here, so they can get on my Zoom and my calendar, and we can meet one-on-one and see where we can help you squeeze out money so you can save toward that dream home, which is very, very important. Home ownership is American dream, and the American dream is possible.
Do we have Deborah's information you can put up there, Tim, please?
I will.
So tell us about HGI. Why HGI? Who are they, and why are you so proud of them? I know that you're really proud of this company.
Yes, I'm proud of this company because it caters towards the middle America. It caters towards us who have a dream but don't know where to start. And we could teach them how to make more money, save more money, grow their money, and protect their money. And then they can have the dream of their life. Whatever they want to have, they can have it. So this is a dream opportunity for people who want to make things come true for them. And we give hope and opportunity. That's why I'm so proud.
You're looking to hire people in New York State, right?
I am. I'm looking
so
for
if you're looking for a job and you want to do something really dynamic and you want to help people, because the nicest thing about my job after all these years is I leave and I say to myself, wow, I really helped somebody. And I know you get that feeling every day.
Yes, I do. It's very rewarding. It's not always about money. It's about the people that you change their lives and give them hope and opportunity, and where they see you make a way out of no way, where you give them hope and where they can sleep at night. A lot of people are worried about money right now. And we are in uncertain times. So I teach them how to be certain in uncertain times by just rearranging their money a little bit so they can make their dreams come true. Home ownership is the best thing that they could do for themselves. Right. Always own a home. That's the beautiful thing you could do for yourself. You could pass down wealth that way. And to your family. I've been
telling you, but now you hear it from a financial educator. So let me ask you a question. How'd you come up with Rule Your Money as an email address? I love that.
I know, right? I can't take credit for that. I have a business partner. His name is August, August. So
you should take credit for it.
I should, right? I do. I'm very, very proud of it. It was a simple, and it says exactly what we do. We're teaching you how to rule your money. Take control of your finances. That's your best bet.
Okay.
And I know you're in we have another question, but before that, you're based in Long Island, but you can help people all over the country?
Correct. Yes. In Zoom. I have a Zoom link also. I can share my calendar and I can give it to them if you want to, or whoever reaches out to me, just text me. You see the phone number, just text me and I'll send you my calendar and just make a date with me and we'll meet one-on-one.
Excellent. And Martha's asking, hi, I'm having problems savings. Do you have any recommendations how to? Thank you.
Of course. Like I said, we have to see exactly where your money's going so we can make changes. We can stop certain subscriptions. A lot of us, even on our emails get flooded with subscriptions. we just got to delete some of those things so we don't get flooded, because in the email it can get junky. That's for one thing. But the subscriptions for the TV, the Hulu and Netflix, we don't need all of that.
Yep.
Just pick one.
Interesting.
I got another one. David's here and asking Section 8 grants and money for first-time home buying. Can you help with that or have tips for that?
I do actually. I do real estate also. I do help people with that as well. So I can refer them to someone who has more expertise on the Section 8 housing. Yes, I do work with a real estate investor. He's in Connecticut, but he owns properties in New York and Connecticut and New Jersey, and he's expanding as we speak. So I do have information on that.
So that gets into my expertise a little. David,
Okay.
Absolutely. I've done in my life maybe 10, 15 Section 8 homes. I don't do them anymore. Certainly there is a lot of grant money out there for you or your clients or, whatever, for first-time home buying. It's just a question of, they call me up, they tell me, here's my credit score, here's what my income, here's how many people on my team, right?
Right.
I used to say, how many people in your family? I don't say that anymore. I say, all right, how many people are on the team to buy this house?
Right.
And it's much more receptive, apparently. And from that, we can put together first-time home buyers, and even for renters. I don't have a problem, steering them towards Section 8 housing. I don't know if you two are aware, but they just opened up recently additional Section 8 vouchers. In fact, to tell you how bad the economy is, the line was around the block twice for the new Section 8 vouchers. Just
wow.
I don't know what that says. Maybe it's people just need help paying their bills, and that's sad. And you don't see that on. You saw the government's opening this up like a great thing, but you didn't see the amount of people, because it was the first time Section 8 housing was opened up for several years. I think since the pandemic. So very interesting.
I think last month during the show last month, in Coral Gables, Florida, I think it was, that they started a foreclosure avoidance program or pre-foreclosure program. And again, the line was out the block. They had to pause the program because they had so many people coming in to apply for assistance to, get mediation or stay out of foreclosure. And that was down in Florida. But yeah.
Okay. Once again, ruleurmoney@gmail.com. Deborah Gardiner, really terrific woman, so much energy. So, I have these networking events. I met Deborah there a few months ago. She made sure that we were in contact. And when you meet her, the energy that she has, it's contagious. So whatever she tells you, you're going to wind up doing, because she has that infectious personality. And we're so thrilled you could join us today, Deborah.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And remember, it's not about how much money you make, it's how much you actually keep. So I teach you how to save money, so I'm glad for this opportunity.
I'm calling you.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much. Thanks.
Have a great day. Good luck.
You guys have a great day. Thank you so much.
You too. Bye now.
Bye-bye.